you're the one that I choose. 'Cause all I wanted from you was for our love to come through. There's nothing else I can do, but you're the one that I choose.
Hello. Hello. I didn't have the microphone switched on, so it's taking a little bit of time to sort it out. How are you guys? It's Thursday, the day of Thor. Good to see you guys. Great to see so many of you. Thank you so much for joining. Where are we? Thursdays, of course, Cloud Gaming News Day. Not much of it, though, I have to say. Bit of it, a little bit like that. Little tiny bit of cloud gaming news. How are you, Phipps? Good to see you, my friend. Good to see so many of you. So many lovely faces like young Reva the Beaver, Raven Anime, Ray 3473, the gaming cyborg. What a dude. Anthony Shapley's joined us. There you go. Callie Drew. How are you, Callie? Good to see you, my friend. Raven Anime. Loads. Don't forget, guys, exclamation mark win gets you in the draw. Gem is in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, it's all good stuff, isn't it? Exclamation mark win gets you in the draw. Did you see my neon clock at the top of the show? There's a story behind this. Check this out. Hang on, I'll come back. Wasn't that cute? So I thought I would actually get a proper neon sign of the Rock Around the Clock logo made, you know, like that, but the clock. So I checked it out, and it was going to cost me 300 quid. So I didn't do it. In the end, I created a graphic, but it wasn't good enough. I mean, it would look so unreal behind. I've left it at the front of the show because it took me a couple of hours. I was very proud of it, but there it goes. So get them in, exclamation mark win. Don't forget, guys, if you are a member, you are automatically in the draw. But you can still add your name if you want to on YouTube or on Twitch, twitch.doofer.tv, I think it is, /Rokk Show. Now, yesterday, we had big multipliers of members, but it all got a little unwieldy, so I've kind of toned it down a bit today. So instead of it going 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, it goes 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the VIP guys get an extra 5 or 6. They get an extra 6. That's it. And then your entry fellas, the rock fans, they get 2. So it's still good. And on top of that, I've also done something quite good with the wheel, which I'm quite excited about. So, you know, like when there's loads. Hey, Eddie, how are you, brother? When there's loads and loads of people in the wheel, it becomes completely useless. I mean, if you're looking at it as a lot of you are on your phones, then it's just a blur of colour. But I discovered that if you can actually tell it to only show so many names, now it doesn't discount everybody else. Just kind of stores them in a little box. It's quite amazing, really. So what happens is, so a name comes out the little box, goes all the way round, goes back into the box, they release another name, but the first name stays in the box until all the other names that were ahead of it have been shown, and then it goes round again. But what it means is that I can show like 30 or 40 names, so they're really big and much easier to see, but everybody's still going around and around on the wheel. It's clever, isn't it? It's really clever. So I've done that with the names of the entrants as well as the prizes, just to make it easier for you guys, particularly on the little screens, to see what the heck is going on. Good to see you, Eddie, as we've said. Anthony Shapley, good man there. He's got the exclamation mark win. Jem is here. We've done all of you lovely folk. Of course, it's Cloud Gaming Thursday, which means we have to look at the news. I'm going to show you my wheels because I'm so proud of them. And then we'll come out and look, here we go, look. You see how much easier it is? Look at that. You can read them and you see the little box. There it is. There's a little silver box on both sides. So they go in, they stay there, and they stay there, and they stay there, and they stay there until the other 80 names or what have you have all made their way around, and then they come back again. I know it's the simple things. It's the simple things in life that excite me, and that was simple, but I was pleased. I was just pleased. What else can I say? Right, let's have a little looky-poos at the news. Actually, we'll start with GeForce Now, because not a lot of it. It's a fairly tiny little GeForce Now news. It's a little one. There's not a lot going on in here, guys. I've got to be honest with you. So, indeed, they have released 2 games, plus Age of Empires which is the next Xbox game that they're rolling out. I've kind of come, I mean, I've said this a few times recently, and this isn't a diss in any way, shape or form, and it certainly isn't aimed at GeForce Now, whom I have great admiration for, as you know. But I am wondering whether this whole release games to the cloud by Xbox are a little cynical. You know, it's a kind of a let's appease the EU and the CMA, because they, from what I can see here, there's one game this week, and it may well be that they're planning on just releasing, I don't know, 20 games over the entire year. They never actually said, of course. Oh, I've frozen. Oh no! Can you still hear me, guys? My whole camera thing has died. Hang on. I'll have to get my avatar out. Let me try again. 1 second. I think actually the camera has died. This is a shame. Mic is working. Well, you can hear me. That's the important thing. Hang on a second. I mean, let me just stand up. Stand up for Jesus. I'm going to turn the camera on and off again. Right, that's kind of functioning. Right, I think we might be okay. Hang on, let me just press a few little buttons over here on the old control dashboard. Ha! There he is, he's back. How bizarre. I was away. In that time, I went off into a quantum universe, guys. It was a time when 2016, it was 2017 in the quantum universe, and there'd been no Trump and no Brexit, and it was lovely. Everybody was happy. Racism was at an all-time low. No homophobia. No need to use the word woke, because everybody cared deeply for everybody else. It was a lovely 4 seconds that I was there. What's he talking about? I don't know. Anyway, I'm just concerned that this whole Xbox games to the cloud thing is a bit cynical, and we're only going to be getting a couple, and you know they'll be like, well, be happy. You got some cloud games. What are you concerned about? Who knows? Anyway, the Age of Empires is here, and on top of that, later in the month they're releasing the rest of the series, Definitive Edition, Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition, Age of Empires 3 Definitive Edition, Age of Empires 4 Anniversary Edition. Each title also support new content and updates like upcoming seasons or the recently released Return of Rome expansion for Ages of Empire Definitive Edition. So that's all good if you love your Age of Empire. It's not a thing that I'm particularly into, but you know, a lot of folk are. What else we got here? A little bit of a push on the priority account, which they're really keen to push at the moment, and justifiably so. Don't forget, guys, I have got 3-day free GeForce Now priority accounts to give out, but you can't associate it with an existing email address or an existing GeForce Now account. So if you can have had one in the past but you can't use the same email address, it's specifically aimed at people that have never tried it, or you know, maybe tried a free account, didn't really work out for them. Dorrigan, how are you, dude? Dorrigan saved my life today, ladies and gentlemen. A massive shout out to my friend. He saved the day. I was struggling to get through a quest in Destiny, and Dorrigan turned up on his white horse, his shiny steed with his white kit and everything else, with a guy called, I've forgotten his name, Crash Escape or something. Anyway, both of them amazing Destiny players, and I'm so glad they jumped in to help me, because quite honestly, I didn't realise just how much effort there was in this. There's no way it could have been done solo, not unless you were the best Destiny player on the planet. So, saved my bacon. Yeah, it wasn't Bandicoot, Crash Eco. Yeah, he was awesome. So between him and Dorrigan, they absolutely salvaged me, and we got through it, and I got stuff, and I was so pleased. It made my day. You made my day, Butler. It was brilliant. Thank you so much, brother. Honestly, absolutely superb. So they're pushing the old priority, and I was playing it on Ultimate, by the way, GeForce Now. I was in there. They're also pushing the fact that the Logitech G Cloud, of course, supports GeForce now out of the box, and that was released, I think it came out last week, internationally. So that's out and about. Pick up the device and get 1 month of priority membership for free to celebrate the launch. It's only until June the 22nd. I always thought that you kind of got a free priority month forever. Like a month, but it wasn't a deal that was locked into. I was 50 power levels under them, guys, but I held my own. I did all right. And then I went on to do something else, and I was equally held my own. I was quite proud. They've also released today, actually it came out a couple of days ago, System Shock. Now, those of you with long memories will remember this is actually quite an old game. But it's been completely remade, and I mean substantially remade from its original version. I don't think this takes us anywhere, but I actually have a code for this. So I'm intending to stream it very, very soon. Of course, it's GeForce now giving it to me because they're lovely people. But honestly, if you look back on the original System Shock, and it's very, very early retro looking compared to now, and now it's super next gen looking. So really, I never played System Shock. Apparently, System Shock 2, and then it's kind of spiritual later version of BioShock. So it's kind of a link through. So I'm really looking forward to it. The 2 games today, therefore, guys, this week, System Shock and Killer Frequency. Both of those are out now. So have a very quick look at System Shock. I've only ever heard good things, Dorrigan, but this update, compared to what I've seen, because I never saw the original, is substantially better. Here we can see that it is indeed a $34.99 remake. We've got some video going on. So I'm going to be streaming this soon. I'm not 100% sure when. Possibly over the weekend, I think. But looking forward to it. It's supposed to be very good, like Dorrigan says. Phenomenal games. I think it's kind of like a shooter puzzler, which is the kind of game I like, I have to be honest. I do like shooter puzzlers, if that's a genre. If it ain't, I'm officially making it one. So yeah, we look forward to that. And that's out and about now. One of the games on GeForce Now as of today. There's actually a demo you can download as well, by the look of it. A free demo, so probably worth a look, I would have said. The other game that's out today on GeForce Now, another Steam game, Killer Frequency, with violence and gore, as you'd imagine. What have we got? We have a single player. I was trying to see, because I've got this all sort of zoomed in. Everything's not in the normal place that I expect to see stuff. It's only just come out, so no reviews. Team 17. Let's move on and have a quick look to what it is. Adventure, simulation, interactive fiction, puzzle, walking simulator. I hate that phrase. Came around from one of my favourite games, of course, Death Stranding. Exploration, first person, 1980s America, atmospheric and funny, and of course you can add your own tags if you want to. But there's nothing wrong with a 1980s game. I remember it well. Some of you weren't even born. Some of you were born but can't remember it. Some of you were older than me and still can't remember it. That's not true. I still have the oldest gamer flag in this here community. But anyway, so not too dissimilar in some ways to System Shock. It's a kind of first-person puzzler thing. It hasn't got the enemies and the nasties, but could be fun. The legend is back. Apart from that, I know nothing about it. I'm sorry, guys. £16.79. Ubi Rose, how are you, my friend? What's up, broski? Good to see you, brother. I was over at the Cantina last night, Obi's Cantina. It's always good fun. He puts so much effort in, guys. You should check out Obi. He's a real fun stream. He really is. Glad I could make it. Lunch, actually, I was at 12 today. Oh, cool. Well, you're very, very welcome, my friend. Very, very welcome indeed. Great to see you, in fact. I'll have a cheers to you. There we go, a little sip of the old squash. Anyway, the year's 1987 as the clock strikes midnight in small town Gallows Creek. Former big city radio DJ Forrest Nash. Do you remember, I doubt any of you are old enough, there was a show, I think it was in the 80s. It was, what was it called? Midnight Caller. Ray would remember. Obi might remember. Midnight Caller. Jack Killian. And it was if I remember rightly, it was JKFM or something. Because it was, I always remember it was, CM. MC, because it was like the initials of Jack Killian and Midnight Caller all rumbled up. But it was really good. It's a great show. And the guy that played Jack Killian, I forget his name now, he turned up in Suits a few years later as well. But that was a great show, Midnight Caller. He was a late night DJ. Ray remembers, don't you, Ray? He was like a late night DJ, like talk show host, so with all phone calls and stuff, but he would be out there solving crimes and all sorts of stuff. Some great shows in there. But worth a look. And as I've said, it's now, as always, discounted. It is, sorry, let me go back up. £16.79, down from £21. So I reckon you're looking at about $22 to $25, somewhere around there. Could be good. That's it. That's it this week for GeForce Now. On top of course, Age of Empires. Not a huge amount, but System Shock, Killer Frequency. And then they go on to mention a bunch of games that are coming out in June. I can't remember if we've mentioned these. I think we have. There's a load of them in there. Rainbow Six Extraction, which is a new release on Steam. You remember Ubisoft do this thing where you can play their games on GeForce Now if you own them or if you have a Ubisoft Plus account. But if you buy them on Steam, you can't. But many, many months later, they release them on Steam and then you can, kind of thing. So that's all going on in there. I Am Fish, that's a great game. If you haven't seen I Am Fish, it's a real fun game. It's a cute little game as well. You're in a bowl, you're in your goldfish bowl, and then you have to roll the bowl around to get through these kind of puzzles and things. It's really good fun though. A really good game. I'm sure it's around on some of the free platforms, some of the Game Pass or PlayStation or whatever. But if you haven't got it, I would really recommend it. Look at that. It's only less than £5. So I'm guessing it's going to be a similar buckage. So yeah, if you haven't got that one, highly, highly recommend it. It's a hugely fun game. And a few others, Darkest Dungeon, Golf Gang, and so on and so forth. So yeah, that's pretty much it. They also mention that there were 6 games that came out in May that they didn't mention at the beginning of May, which are your Xbox, Deathloop, Grounded, Pentiment, Gears 5, and also Void Train and Planet of Lana, which is a really good game. Only came out last month. And then for some reason they're interested in knowing what age you started gaming at. I don't know why. I mean, in my case, it was when gaming started. I mean, I was old enough that I was there at the onset and the outset. I'm back now. YouTube was acting up as usual for me. I'm sorry to hear that, my friend. I just realised, of course, there is no chat. It died. Chat died. Oh, there it is. I can see it now. If I hide my chat, it doesn't update on screen, so apologies for that. Should be okay though. I'll refresh, and if there's been any new chat, it'll show up. I know you're all very excited by the GeForce news, but it is what it is. So next up, I always like to take a little walk over to Epic Games, because of course today they release a new free game. Now I had a little sneaky peek, I have to be honest with you, and it isn't Jedi Survivor, which I've still got to get into. I have it, I've played it a bit, I just can't get into it. I'm having more fun at the moment playing Destiny and Evil Dead and my games on my Switch and stuff. But any road up, they do have a very interesting new game. 'Tis called Midnight Ghost Hunt. Now, it's not an old game, guys. This is a new game, and it is an early access game, and it looks actually quite interesting. So it's a multiplayer where you either, I think you either play a ghost or you play a ghost hunter, essentially. There's not a huge amount to say about it. They don't say a huge amount. Here we go. Midnight Ghost Hunt is a ghostly multiplayer hide-and-seek game. Lying in wait across a series of cursed locations, relentless spirits stalk the halls. Assigned to eliminate them are the ghost hunters, armed to the teeth with a ghoul-busting tech to banish them to another realm. Play both Ghost and Hunter, or Hunter, I assume, in a chaotic 4v4 struggle between the living and the dead. Reminds me of that game, you know, when you could be a different object, people had to find you, like a bit like hide and seek. Do you remember? There was it's been a few versions out, but you kind of can pretend to be a chair or something. As a ghost, conceal yourself inside seemingly harmless pieces of furniture. There you go. You know exactly what this game is. You know exactly. Mr. Fruits played this. It's hilarious. Hey, there you go. Well, it's free. It's got a notional price of £15.50, but it is on early access for free. So, as I always do, I'm going to be claiming this, placing my order. I'm agreeing to the terms. They never give any of your information away, so it's quite good. It's quite easy to do. And there we are. Thanks for my order. So you can pretend to be statues and knights and all sorts of stuff. Really does actually look pretty good. And if Mr. Fruit likes it, then I like it. Well done. Get in there, guys. Reva, get in there, my friend. ! Win if you haven't already. Bag yourself a game. We've only got 9 tickets so far. Very low compared to yesterday. So you're in with a good chance today, if you remember, I would say. Dorrigan's got a ticket. Reva's got a ticket. Rockmouth, Pico Fusion, Anthony and Ray, and Raven Anime. So at the moment we only have one non-member who has a ticket. That means it's very likely to be Al is in the house. Hello, my friend. And Mayanus, good to see you. Get him in. Hey, hey, hey. A little Thomas the Tank logo there. So, yeah, if you remember, you're very likely Gem. You're what? What? I don't know. What have I said? What did I say? Al Davis is in the house. The orchestrator of our amazing new theme tune. Absolutely amazing. Sup, everyone? Bat Reva, who I heard Mayanus. Oh, my. I don't know how else to pronounce it. I'm guessing it's probably correct. And I hadn't made that connection, Gem. Very good. But look, that's what it says. Mayanus. Mayanus. I'm going to be very clean about this. Mayanus. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Anyway, grab that, and of course we haven't a clue what next week's game is. They've stopped telling you, which is quite clever. They used to say coming up next week, didn't they? But you don't get that anymore. You just get a mystery game unlocking in a week. But that's all good. That's all good. It's all fun. Loads of discounts on at the moment as well. Look at this. Mega sale. Grand Theft Auto. Of course, they're working on 6. That's now kind of official. £15 down. That's half price. 70% off FIFA 23. That's pretty good. Red Dead is down 67%. Cyberpunk is down 50%. Goat Sim 3 is down 35%. They've got Battlefield 2042, that's Gem's favourite game. That's down 75%. Borderlands 3, that's down, look at that, it's £7.50. It's down 85%. This is absolutely amazing. So if I click view more, what do I get then? Just stuff. Claim Fall Guys giveaway, Nitro, Discord Nitro, free Nitro. Ooh. And Fortnite giveaway. And then we've got a load of free-to-plays, of course. I didn't know the Sims 4 base game was free to play. That's interesting. Popeye. Honky Star Rail. Wasn't a honky the name for a white fella in the 70s? I'm sure it was. Rocket League, Fortnite, of course. All these are free games. Of course, League of Legends is getting a bit of a slap at the moment, which I think I've got that as a bit of a news item, actually. I do. Here it is. League of Legends. So this is my understanding. I've never played League of Legends, and the only reason that I have even the remotest interest is, as you guys know, don't ask me why, but I'm an ambassador of the esports academy at Exeter College. Oh, an ambassador. I was the original ambassador, but there are quite a few more now. And we have there's an event tomorrow morning, a big sort of promotional event with TV and stuff, and I've been invited, so we're having it's like a breakfast, and then Chit Chat and Lenovo, who are a big corporate sponsor, are going to be there. But I noticed, I thought I better kind of gen up so I can throw a few esports things at them. League of Legends, in the Americas, in the colonies, they are getting very uppity, because apparently what's happened is there's been a rule change. So up until now, if you fielded a professional team, you fielded an amateur team as well. And the good thing about this, my understanding, is that it was like an academy. It was a great way to get loads of experience and, kind of build your amateur team and then move them up into the pro team, which a lot of football clubs do, rugby clubs and stuff. It's a thing you do, right? But I forgot the name of them. Riot Games, League of Legends developer, have said they no longer need to do that, because they got lobbied by a few pro teams that said they didn't want to do it anymore, so they dropped it. And a load of the League of Legends players said, up yours, and walked out, because a lot of them have come up through that route, through the amateur academy into the pro thing. So it's kind of all gone a bit up and up. So Riot Games are currently in discussions with these big guys. They've all walked out and put the whole esports thing up in the air. So I'm guessing there's going to be a walk back on this. But there's a little tweet here from the LCS Players Association. It says the walkout vote has overwhelmingly passed. This is not a decision LCS players have come to lightly. Countless discussions and debates were had between all the players in the week leading to this historic vote. One thing is clear from those conversations. Our players want to play and compete above all else. Joining hands to put competition aside is a testament to the significance and urgency of the issues at hand. We stand at this impasse because actions were taken by Riot without prior communication or discussion with the players. The LCSPA sincerely hopes Riot will avert this walkout by joining us in the coming days to have open and transparent discussions. So, interesting one. I mean, good. I like to see the pros taking a stand for the amateurs. I think that's a really cool thing. So we shall see. This was May the 30th, a couple of days ago. But yes, all interesting. All interesting. It's how F1 works. F1, football, rugby. Having that sort of academy. I know with my rugby team, the Exeter Chiefs, they have the Exeter Chiefs Academy, which is a filter through from Exeter University. So a lot of guys specifically choose Exeter University on the basis that they're going into the Exeter Chiefs Academy, and then they get pulled up into, happy birthday to your dad, Anthony. Hope you have a good one, my friend. Thank you very much. I bet he's about the same age as me, isn't he? I hope you have a great evening. What's it got to be? Barbecue, is it? Or a dinner out, maybe? That'll be lovely. Both my daughters have their birthdays in June, a little bit later in June, but it's good. I wish I had a summer birthday. My birthday's 2 weeks into January, and it's miserable. Thank you for joining, my friend. I'll let you know if you win. I shall be in touch. Clipstream, Slipstream, short stream. How are all you lovely people today? Well, I hope they're all good, my friend. I hope they're doing really well. 56. There you go. He's exactly the same age as me. I'm 56. Oh, man. I knew it. I feel so old. Just a bite to eat at his house. Well, send him my love and tell him 67. The boys of 67. Oh, yes. Oh, wow. How funny is that? I only said it semi-jokingly, but I was absolutely on the money. Oh, I feel so good. The beginning of the end of corporate America, all these walkouts. Yeah, well, of course they, when unions first started to appear in the States, kind of, I suppose early 20th century, same as pretty much everywhere, they were demonized. It was all the fault of the communists. But sometimes, we got to stand up for our brothers and sisters. It's just the way it goes. Anyway, I did see that. I thought it was interesting. The other thing that I thought I'd bring to your attention before we go over and have a little final look at cloud dosage was the ASUS. Now, I've always pronounced it ASUS, but I'm going to lean towards the majority. And I've noticed that when watching anything about it on YouTube, they pronounce it ASUS. So I shall pronounce it ASUS. Now, this thing is it out now? Is it out now officially? I think if it isn't, it's very close. I have a feeling it is. I think it came out in May, didn't it? Or anyway, the version of it that people had in May, which either is the real thing or it was a model sent out for review. Because I know, do you remember we had 13th of June? Thanks, Eddie. Thank you, my friend. So Dorrigan says it's out, Eddie says it ain't. But either way, there was a version, do you remember on Rock Player, a couple of weeks back, we had Matt who demonstrated a version. So he had, orderable, yeah. So Matt brought a version on, and the version that he had it's since been discovered there have been some major software updates with drivers and OS and stuff that have significantly boosted the power. And here's the key thing, there were lots of complaints about battery life. I'm trying to think if it was Linus Tech Tips. I think it may have been Linus did a really good review, as you would expect. And he was pointing out that the Steam Deck wins at the lower wattage. So if you drop it down to like 7 watts, in terms of lower performance, the Steam Deck really, really smashes it on battery power, whereas the Ally is about the same for 15 watts and 30 watt scenarios, in some cases slightly better than the Steam Deck. But it was rubbish at the lower wattage, I mean really bad. But they're now saying that they have, in fact, boosted this. I don't know whether they've done it in hardware or software, but they've basically said the models that were out in May, when they release it in June, there will be 20% better battery life and much, much more powerful as well. So I love the fact that they're tweaking it really, even at the last minute, before they release them in a couple of weeks. I guess, in just under 2 weeks now. So that's really good. There's a little side-by-side comparison there, which is quite interesting, isn't it? You can see it's, although it looks like it's a much bigger screen on the Steam Deck, you can actually see it's got a big old thick black bar on the glass over the screen, and actually compared to the Rogue Ally, it's actually the same, if not slightly smaller. But the Rogue Ally is, of course, OLED, so it's going to be there's lovely rich blacks compared to that sort of greyish LED that Steam Deck's getting. I genuinely think it's. I don't even know that they're side by side. I think they're slightly different units. They're also giving you the ability to turn off some of the AMD Z1 Extreme processor cores. I mean, I suppose if you wanted to if battery power was really important because you're on a train ride or a flight with no ability to charge the device, then I suppose you could set your game to the lowest graphics settings and dump a couple of cores and then eke some more battery life out. So it's good that you've got that ability to customize it. But what about sticking a bigger battery in the thing, says Verge. It certainly looks like there's enough space. It did actually. I think, again, whether it was Linus took it apart, but somebody showed there was still some air in there. But I think they're trying to use that for airflow through to keep the whole thing quiet and cool. Nope, that's off the table. We need to keep it as small and compact as possible, Fu says decisively. Adding a slightly bigger battery would improve the battery life by 10 or 15%, but it would drastically increase the overall weight of the device and I guess the heat and everything else. It's very finely tuned. But anyway, it's looking good. Dorrigan says Microsoft are working on a handheld for which it could really change the game. Yeah, that would be amazing, wouldn't it? I did see something about that. Kind of hinted at, but yeah, I'd love to see that. What I'd really like to see is a handheld Xbox, but with the ability to install games and/or, because you could do it. Look at this. Look at the chips on an S. If you strip that whole thing apart, you could easily fit that into a handheld, right? So imagine that, a handheld Xbox with the ability to install games up to a certain size, maybe with an external SSD or something, or micro SD, and with the ability to run Xbox Cloud as well, xCloud as we jump in and out of. Now that I'd like to see, and if it ran Windows as well, you know, I'm not asking for the world. Then you could run GFN and other things, so that would be special. That would be special. Jem says there's a project online for Auto TDP that gives best performance for lowest power. Like it. Handheld Windows or OS or device, says Eddie. It exists. It's called your phone. I know, mate. I know, although you can't install Xbox games, can you? But, I've argued the toss over this recently with the PlayStation Q. And, you know, how all people really need is to have the PS Remote app or an app that can get you onto PlayStation. I know. I hear you, brother. Right, the timer's finished. 18 users, 18 tickets on top of the members. So I'm going to... don't know why, but I've hit a real energy low spot. I'm just kind of sat here thinking, I just want to go to sleep now. 18 users, so let me grab them all. Now, I'm just trying to think if there's... I was going to have a very quick look at cloud dosage. We don't need to spend a lot of time here because A, they're talking about the GFN news, which we've just seen. There's a really good article by Jack to Slip here on Netflix and documenting, you can see the path from mobile gaming only, because of course if you have a Netflix account and you install Netflix on your mobile device, you already have access to their games. I assume it's both on iOS and Android. I don't have an iPhone, or at least I do, but I don't use it. So I do know that it works on Android, and you can install games. And there's some really good games on there, to be fair. The Stranger Things one's pretty cool, but it's just like... It's like Gems. Sorry, Jules, that's the one. But it's Stranger Things. Anyway, the key point of the article is that they clearly show Netflix gearing up for cloud gaming. So check it out. It's a good little article. Utomic has got a 5-year anniversary, which is interesting. They are going to be at Summer Game Fest in collaboration with Samsung. Utomic will be showcasing upcoming releases on their platform. The games will be fully playable via the cloud at the event. This year holds special significance as it's their 5th year anniversary. I actually didn't read any more than this. Utomic was a sneak peek into some of the upcoming releases. So some games that are coming, basically. I'm really keen to see some movement now in the technology. The one thing about Stadia, which we loved, was although they never fully delivered on everything they said they would, they'd certainly had a kind of notional roadmap of some of the tech, and it looked amazing. But apart from quality, we're not really seeing anybody pushing out the boat in terms of new features. And I'd love to see Utomic, Black Nut, Amazon Luna, GeForce Now, Boosteroid, coming out with some new features. Like Amazon Luna has two features, which I love. One of them is that you can stream from Luna, from the servers. Now, I know Boosteroid kind of has this. It's never fully worked for me, but the thing I love about Luna is you don't need to do it from a browser. You can do it from a phone, and it will send you through to the necessary cloudy bits to make it work, and it works really, really well. The other thing they do, which is amazing, is you can share a game code with a friend. They do not need to own the game or have an Amazon Luna subscription, but they can play with you in that game. There's a series of games, not all of the games, but a lot of them under their couch play thing. So, they've tried and they're doing a few things. I'd love to see some of these cloud providers and services pushing out the boat with some features as well. Because otherwise, how are they going to differentiate themselves? And that's what they need to be doing. At the moment, GeForce Now does it with the Ultimate. It's absolutely amazing 4K 4090 card. But, Boosteroid have said, it's worth bearing in mind, they said June, which we're in, they would be rolling out their 4K high frames per second service, which I'm guessing is going to come in at slightly less than GeForce Now. I doubt it's going to be much less, because ultimately it must be very, very expensive. Shadow is excellent to play on, Raven, you're right. Although, again, their cards are only 2 and 3 series, aren't they? Even if you pay the top dollar price. So for me, GeForce Now Ultimate at, £15 a month in the UK on a 4090, it's not beatable at the moment out there. Of course, with Shadow, you're able to install your own games up to your hard drive max, which is not a huge amount unless you pay a lot of money more. So, yep, looking forward to that. Amazon Luna are actively advertising on Twitter. I mean, it's good. I know they're dumping games still, but it is good to see they're investing in promoting it. And obviously, they rolled out to 3 new territories. I'd love to see that come out to a few more. I'm guessing they looked at where the money was quite fairly. Although I would have thought France would be a fairly good market. Anyway, that I think we're up to date pretty much. Xbox announces games leaving Xbox. Oh, Control's leaving by the look of it. That's a shame. First wave of Game Pass titles of June. I suppose we have a very quick look at this, see what we've got coming up. The Bunker. Dordogne release date. Dordogne looks interesting. We're not going to look at these in details, guys, because I want to do the wheel and then head out to look forward to Friday. Car Mechanic, that's live now. I spotted earlier. Slayer's X, The Big Con, Chicory, A Colourful Tale. Good day to you, Rouster. Good to see you, my friend. You're in time for the wheel. Don't forget to get your exclamation. Oh, you can't get your exclamation mark win in. It's too late. I forgot. Having said all of that, I need to grab the names and do the thing. Let me do that a second. Just 18 of you today to add to the wheel. Car Mechanic is the best in that bunch. I agree. I agree with you, my friend. I think it's been on PlayStation Plus as well for quite a while. I've certainly seen it on there. I don't know whether it's the same version, of course, but Amazon Luna adding 2 games, Yep, Haven, and they're losing a few as well. Yeah, so I think that's pretty much covered the cloud news. There ain't a lot of it, I've got to be honest with you. We covered as much as we can. So let me ping the names into the wheel. Let's go back here for a second. Pop the names onto the wheel and then we'll get on with that one, because I feel like I'm going to collapse and I don't know why. I'm feeling very fainty and nobody wants to see that happen live on my show. Well, half a dozen people would love to see it. But you lovely folks wouldn't want to see it, that's for sure. Good. Right. So we have 152 names on the wheel. Of course, a big, massive chunk of those are you lovely members. So let's go and spin-a-voo, win Diablo 4. Yeah, that's coming up. I know the game is out before I do the draw for Diablo 4, but I wanted to give it a few days. Rather than do it day and date, I thought it might be better to give it a couple of days, just get patches and stuff. Yeah, I know, I don't want to be collapsing. Where am I? Wheel. Wheel of Fortune. Did I do it? Yes, I did. I know I did. Game is out in an hour. That's it. So I think I'm just going to have a quick look at rockshow.com. Giveaways, where I list my giveaways. And in fact, we'll do that quickly over on Larry. Here we are. There's my little face on my website. I don't know why that hasn't updated. Anyway, Rokk Show giveaways. Let's have a look. So we can see exactly when Diablo 4 is getting drawn. 5 days time. So I decided I wouldn't do it day and date. And I think the same for Final Fantasy, but it might be the day and date on that one. Just because it was so early in the month, I wanted to get a few days of traction in. But if you go to rockshow.com/giveaways, you still have 5 days to win it on Xbox. So it's an Xbox code that I have purchased. And then on the 22nd of June, 18 days later, wherever it is, 17 days later, you can win Final Fantasy 16 for PS5. So there you go. Just thought I'd mention that. Rousters in the giveaway. Awesome stuff. Wheel of Fortune. Here we go, guys. So, as you can see, much easier to see the names now. And I'm going to get them up and then we'll see what's going on with the entrance. Here we are. So the way it works is that there are still 163 names on the wheel, but they're bunched up in that little silver thing there that you can see on the left. So you can imagine in there, they're really, really tiny. So it carries on scrolling and then they get widened out. So although it doesn't look like it, there are 152, I beg your pardon. Not 163, 152. Right, let's spin it. Either way, we'll see who's going to be the winner. Do-do-be-do-do-do. Ah, there it is. I knew it was here somewhere. Right, slowing down. Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? Is it going to be Dan or is it going to be Eddie? Keep going. Looks like it's going to stop on Dan today. Yes. X2I. That's Dan. You're getting giddy. So am I, mate. Right, X2I. So, there we go, that's Dan. Dan has 4 entries because of his tier, which I think is legend. So, that's awesome. That's 1 down. And I know, Eddie, so close, my friend. So close. And now we shall get the Wheel of Games. Same thing here. There are, in fact, now 80 games on the wheel. And they're all bunching up in there. I know you have, mate. Well, that means it's got to be used soon, surely. It's got to be used soon. I'll do a right royal shuffle. Where are we? Friday tomorrow. Members only tomorrow. Right, let's go. I'm coming through the room, turn the bass up. Y'all been sleeping on me. Oh, yeah. Wake up, put your fly gear on, do your makeup, drop it real low, and pick it back up. Excellent, busting with the best of them, simply impressive, no worry and stress. What's it gonna be for Dan? Right now, put your shades on it. Other Side, I reckon, whatever that is.
Bet you can't catch me.
Yep, there it goes. Other Side. I think this works better, this wheel, doesn't it? It's much easier for you guys with smaller screens to see what's going on. There we are. Reva pre-ordered the deluxe so you can play today. Nice. Excuse me. I'm actually quite keen to play it, but I'm going to rent it. And I may even end up sending back Jedi Survivor. It's just not happening for me. I don't get it because I loved the first one. I really, really enjoyed it. But this one I'm just struggling with. It's just going nowhere. I played it for a bit, but it's just, yawny. Yawny. Anyway, there we are. So that was good, wasn't it? We've got a few minutes left if anybody wants to have a chit-chat about anything before I completely collapse. Diablo 4, come on in. What are you most excited about, guys, about Diablo 4? I did play one of the demos and I really liked it, I have to say. Rouster's broke, so I really shouldn't have bought it. Oh, that's the way it goes, mate, isn't it? Some things, it's that gives you that kick. There's a lot of people saying that, are they, Dorrigan? That's interesting because a lot of people I've sort of seen to be saying they liked it, but then I've seen a lot of other folks saying no, it's kind of Souls-like and drags on and killing demons. That's what Raven Anime's looking forward to. Go rest up, man. Oh, bless you. I don't know what it is. Do you know, like you feel lightheaded sometimes? I did do some exercises this afternoon, but I don't think that's it. I'm not sure what the deal is. But yeah, I'm quite keen. I wonder how much it is. Let me go and have a little look. Let's go over to Lazar and we'll have a quick look and see how much it is over at CD Keys. Because is it limited to the platforms that you can play it on? I think there we are. So on Xbox, the deluxe edition, no, the standard edition is 75 quid. Oh, that's the ultimate edition, sorry. But they've only got the Xbox version. I think that's because you need to buy it on Battle.net or something, don't you, if you want to play it on PC? But I'm quite happy to play it on Xbox or PlayStation or whatever. I'm not overly worried about being on PC, particularly if it's not coming to GeForce Now, which there's no sign of that at the moment. So I'd rather hire it on one of the consoles, new releases. Let's see what we got on the old doofer. Diablo, here it is. Similar price, I would have thought. Oh, it's a little bit cheaper. That's the standard edition, mind you, so about the same price. About the same price. So you guys have largely gone for the deluxe version, which gets you, what does it get you? A light bearer mount. Oh, no, it's got the same. Same. And then you get early access, which I'm guessing is today. A Diablo 4 mount and mount armor. And seasonal battle pass unlock. Or the ultimate edition, you get Wings of the Creator emote and 20 tier skips on the battle pass. You get the first 20 tiers already unlocked. You felt pretty good? That's good. I've got this plan on the go, Rouster. I mean, you work out a lot, mate. But I've got this, it's a muscle building plan because at my age, you should be doing resistance and muscle building over cardio. My heart's in a good shape. So basically it's 1 day upper, 1 day lower. And today was lower body, which was good because my arm's still hurting from the upper from the other day. Dorrigan's going to Greece on Sunday. Oh, I love Greece. Which part are you going to, my friend? So last year we went to one of the islands, I forget which. Was it Corfu? I forget. But yeah, I had my honeymoon at Alkadiki. And we've done Rhodes, loads of different places. Love it. Yeah. When you get into your 50s and beyond, Adam. They tell you that you lose muscle. Corfu. So I went last year, mate. I'm sure you've been before, but it was phenomenal. I've never met or been to such a laid-back island. I mean, they just don't care. Never saw any police. You can do what you want. They're so laid back. It were amazing. But yeah, loved it. You will have a fantastic time. You're going to be driving? I always drive, always get a car. I love to have a little spin around, go to different places and stuff. Love it. I'd love to have a little more mass to my upper body, but I can't deal with the pain. I know. They say no pain, no gain. So yeah, I try. So this is it's a relatively small, minor plan. It's like a half an hour sort of workout with cool downs either side, and it's just using my weight. I could do some exercise bands. I've got some bands, but yeah, I know, Adam. Well, that's the thing. I haven't for a while, so it's kind of just cracking the muscles into shape. But keep that up for a little while. I'm hoping that just get a little bit of definition. Be quite nice, guys. I think that's going to do us today. I hear the outro music kicking up in the background. Swimming. Oh yeah, I do. I like a bit of swimming as well. That's great. It's great for all your body and your cardio and your lungs and everything. I don't think there's many exercises that are better than swimming. Guys, thank you so much as always for joining me. You amazing, amazing folk. I'll be back tomorrow for the members only draw. And I think this is working out okay, isn't it? I think 2 days in a row it's been a members draw, which is kind of good, what we're looking for. I'd recommend Ring Fit on the Switch for fitness. I will check it out, my friend. Thank you for that. I'm going to have a look at it in a second, in fact. Yeah, this plan was one that was pushing all over the place. It was on Facebook, and everywhere I went, they were pushing this plan for people of my age. So I paid 15 quid, and then I thought, what am I paying for this for? It's just basic exercises. So I cancelled it, but I've got it for a month anyway. These days, you know what it's all about. I will see you lovely folk tomorrow. I intend to go and put some sugar into my system. You take care, guys. See you tomorrow. Cheers, boys and girls.
In this